Um, Yesterday, I received a phone call from Secretary Alam Abalos at before 10:30 a.m. about a witness, middleman, person detained from liberty, deprived of liberty, a PDL, had died in Bilibid, in Bucor. So immediately, I made calls to inquire about this matter. And the Bucor had a hard time answering the question about the person, Crisanto Palana Villamor Jr. And after a while, I got the name of, that's the name given to me by the Philippine National Police about the identity of the person who had died inside Bilibid. Anyway, the press con was conducted on Monday at 10:30 in the morning. I think you're aware of that, no? And it appears, and from the record of the hospital, that at 2 p.m., the person was dead already on the same day. He was rushed to the National Bilibid Hospital, yung hospital ng corrections, and they tried to revive him, but he was dead already. Okay. But nobody knew. Ito lang yung timeline, no? Because October 18, we found out that the gunman had surrendered, and October 19, the PNP, through the Chief of Police of Las Piñas of Muntinlupa, went to Bilibid to inquire about the identity about this person, about Crisanto Villamor. And the answer of Bilibid was there's no person by that name inside Bilibid. And it appears that the name in the records of Bilibid is this: June Villamor E. Globa. June Villamor E. Globa, no? Kasi ito yung mga record niya. Ito yung case management record niya. And there's no name of Crisanto Villamor, but he is the person. One and the same person, no? Okay. He was sentenced for frustrated frustrated murder ba to? Sentensyado siya for attempted murder and violation of gun ban. Kaya nakakulong siya. So, E. Garcia. And then, in the case where he was sentenced, his name is June Villamor E. Globa. E. Globa. So you have a person who is known by three names, who was the person of interest in the Percy Lapid killing, who died, and when his record was being verified, it was not immediately verified because the name inside the records of Bilibid was another name. Same family name, but it's a June Villamor. E. Garcia or E. Globa, depending on what record you look at. Yeah. Pero sa ibang record naman, E. Globa, no? But I think his name is really Crisanto Villamor E. Globa. Sometimes it's very hard to determine, but we know he's one and the same person. Anyway, the gunman pointed out to two players or two actors in the conspiracy. One of them was this person, Villamor, and another person was pointed to who was in BJMP, in the facility of the police in Taguig, and he's now under custody. So that will clarify the question about middlemen, the role of middlemen here. And it also points out to a lot of things about our our correction system and the carpeta system, many of the things we're trying to reform right now, na problema talaga ng ating corrections and correction system, which is the carpeta. No? Carpeta is the record of the prisoner. Kagaya nga nun, ito imagine, no? When you ask for it, you think it's instantaneous. You can actually get it instantaneously. But remember, Bilibid has 29,000 inmates. In Bilibid alone, 29,000 inmates. 17,000 in the maximum security prison. That's bigger than a small town, and it's as big as the largest barangay in this country. No? So this is no joke, no? Pagdating dito sa bagay na to. Ayan, no? So, what do we do now? How do we move forward from this, no? Kasi nga ito, no? Nag-validate ang police noong 19. Sabi nga, nag-certify pa sila na walang pangalan na ganon sa record ng Bilibid. Kasi nga, dapat makita nyo, wala talagang pangalan na ganon sa loob ng Bilibid. Sinertify yan. Ito yung chief of police ng Las Piñas talking to the corrections officer Lim about this matter. And this is a document provided by Lim about the case record of June Villamor. Na the same name as the deceased. Yung namatay, yun. So ito yung record nila ng namatay, June Villamor. Okay? And then we also got another person of interest related to June Villamor, who is now in custody of the PNP with I called up New Bilibid to turn over the person, and he was turned over to the PNP last night. And he's now on the PNP Custodial Center. Yung isang person of interest there, no, who may be a witness, who may know about the persons involved from inside Bilibid. No? This is upon request of the intelligence agents who are working on the case from the Philippine National Police. Also, I asked the National Bureau of Investigation to check and study the Percy Lapid case, to look at all possible motives for the attack, for the gruesome attack and the fatal attack on Percy Lapid, so that we may know of who may have motives against Percy Lapid. We have to open everything here. And in the meantime, I was in conference last night with the President. I informed him about the developments. We spoke about this case lengthily because I was in conference also at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, at 5:30, I think, or 5:45. I was in conference with the Secretary Abalos and the senior officers of the case. And I was given the briefing yesterday. Kahapon ko lang nalaman itong Bucor angle nito, because I was never informed from October 18 about this. Kahapon lang when Secretary Abalos called me that the person had died. No? So I tried to find out everything I could, and we had a conference prior to the press conference of Secretary Abalos. Actually, kami ang magkasama. No? Kami ang magkasama ni Secretary Abalos. And then with the police, we were briefed about the Percy Lapid case. And then I went to the President to tell him about this. And what was the reaction of the President? He asked me to preventively suspend Undersecretary, Director General Gerald Bantag of Bucor, so that there may be a fair, impartial investigation on the matter, so that all doubts will be put to rest that there are no sacred cows in this administration. And at the same time, that he asked me to appoint an OIC in New Bilibid from an order of the President. We'll be appointing Gregorio Catapang Jr. as OIC of Bucor. Gregorio Catapang Jr. was a chief of staff before of the Philippine military. the whole Philippine military. So the floor is open to questions now.
Good morning, Secretary. Secretary, kasi may mga nagsasabi na scripted, marami pong nasasabi na bakit abrupt, ganun yung nangyari sa case, namatay yung sinasabing middleman. Your thoughts about it po?
Well, the first thing that you do is turn to science, and immediately after I found out, and I was able to trace, a report was given to me that he was at Eastern Funeral Homes, the remains. I immediately sent a team of NBI yesterday to conduct an autopsy. And there were many witnesses. I think the Chief of Police of Las Piñas and Muntinlupa were there. Marami tayong testigo sa autopsy. The autopsy was conducted for a few hours. And a toxicology report is being prepared as we speak, because it has to be a thorough autopsy. So to find out about the crime, or if there's a crime committed to the person, we have to. I don't believe in coincidence. We just have to check every angle. So we put to rest many doubts by conducting a scientific inquiry through an autopsy of the cadaver of Crisanto Villamor Jr. or June Villamor, as they call him, or on the record as June Villamor.
Secretary, bago po mamatay yung June Villamor, nakausap na rin po. Secretary, i-clear ko lang po, no? Before po mamatay itong June Villamor, nakausap po ba siya ng PNP or any authority po na may hawak itong case?
Hindi, kasi ang bilis na namatay. Kung tama yung record ko, no? Hanapin ko lang. Kung tama ang record ko, 2 o'clock pa lang. Ano na siya? Nandun na siya sa 2 o'clock no, October 18, right after the press con, no? 2 o'clock na, press con ni Secretary Abalos. Hanapin ko lang, Yan, 2 p.m. nga. 2 p.m. Pronounced dead na siya ng 2 p.m. Sa NBP Hospital. NBP Hospital. So, yun nga. That was Monday, no? October 18. So, dinala siya sa funeral home where his remains were until yesterday. An autopsy was conducted in the funeral home by the NBI. NBI team, marami sila nagpunta ron. Tsaka maraming agents na kasama just to make sure that everything was witnessed properly. Okay.
Secretary, Gonzales po sa DCRH. Ayun na kayo sa bago tumapas ng si Percy Lapi, meron siyang binatikos na official ng Bureau of Correction.
Yes, actually I saw that a lot of people were sending me that a long time ago. Hindi naman sekreto yung video na yon, no? In fact, marami akong video na nakita na maraming binabanatan, iba-ibang binabanatan. Kaya nga, pinapatignan ko sa NBI yung all possible motives. Kasi hindi lang naman isa ang binanatan, maraming binanatan, no? So, it's just that we have to put matters to rest para naman lahat, we be very thorough with our job. We want to find out sino-sino ba ang pwedeng magalit o mag-react sa mga sinabi sa pamamahayag. You know, that's the problem nga, kaya nga media security is so important, no? Kaya we were so happy that nakuha natin ang suspect, and the gunman is in custody, and nakakaano lang talaga, nakakagulat lang talaga. We have to look at all possible motives and all possible masterminds dito sa bagay na to.
Sir, good morning. Johnson po from ABS-CBN. Hello, Sam. Secretary, good morning. Johnson po from ABS-CBN. Sir, meron ba tayong timeline? Kailan lalabas ang result ng autopsy?
We're waiting for the toxicology report to come out, and we will release it as soon as we have a result of the autopsy results, as soon as we have a result of the toxicology report.
Secretary, may paliwanag na po ba kasi nung morning kahapon, may interview po sa PNP na secured na si middleman, and then lumabas yung report na patay na pala siya noong October 18 pa. May paliwanag na po ba ang authorities about that?
Yung may paliwanag ba ang
May paliwanag na po ba doon kung bakit hindi nagtutugma yung sabi ng PNP, secured na si middleman kahapon, pero patay na pala siya noong October 18.
Dalawa kasi middleman na pinag-uusapan dito, no? May isa pang middleman na who came from BJMP facility in Taguig, no? In Taguig, maybe Camp Magundiwa, I don't know what camp it is, no? So they have one in custody. They had one in custody already. Ang sa akin lang, sayang, if I was informed that we had to secure somebody inside Bilibid, that could have been done very early. Like if like last night, they requested me to secure the other possible witness. In 1.5 hours, the person was already with the police. We were able to secure the person immediately. But I was not informed by the police about this. So that's it. No? Coordination is very important, and there was probably a shortcoming there. Hindi kami nakapag-coordinate. Kasi nga, hindi naman kami ang nag-investigate. We're not the ones investigating. And probably in the excitement of things, it was forgotten. Or maybe, ano lang yan, na-forgo lang nila yung coordination na kinakailangan sa bagay na to.
Sir, last 2 questions na lang. Yun yung second middleman na buhay pa, anong special na instructions para masigurong siya ay mananatiling buhay hanggang sa umuusad po yung kaso?
He's already in custody of the PNP. He's already in custody of the PNP. Custodial center. So I think that he'll be okay. We have to give him, of course, pa-check up natin kung ano talaga kung meron siya iniinda. Pero I will have no doubt naman na okay naman siya. Kaya dito, autopsy is the only thing we can do.
And lastly, sir, pag tumayin lang yung dates po natin, kasi ang banggit niyo po kanina is Monday,
Yes, October 18.
that's October 17.
Tuesday, October 18. Tama, 18, di ba?
So it's 80.
18 yung press con, di ba? 18.
Okay.
Sir, Ben punta po sa Philippines Agency. I'd just like to ask kung nakausap niyo si Director Bantay regarding this.
Yes, I had to request documents from him. Kasi nga yung I had to request documents. Kailangan ko ng dokumento galing sa Bucor, and I was given documents. Kaya nga may pinapakita ko sa inyo ibang dokumento. Kasi nga mahalaga ma-determine natin yung records. Very early in the case, we are able to look at, verify the identities of people and look at the official records, so there will be no confusion as to the identities of people.
How did you take the suspension recommendation?
Okay lang. Well, this is par for the course. If you want an impartial investigation, that's the only thing you can do here. Kasi nga, it's under his jurisdiction, and that's the way it goes naman. Yun talaga ang wala naman tayong choice. And that's the President's instruction.
Hi, sir. Good morning po. Hi, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I po from CNN Philippines. Sir, yung suspension ni DJ Bantag, did you recommend it or nagaling mismo kay Pangulo? And naging basis ba yung negligence and the timing of the death of the...
The basis is for an impartial investigation. I don't think that we can attribute anything at once. We cannot conclude anything at once. I believe that the President, in his best judgment, as in his experience as a governor and as a president, actually gave me a good thing to do, to issue a preventive suspension and to get an OIC inside to make sure that everything is investigated properly.
Second, yung second middleman, kasi tinungkol din si Escorial sa kanya.
Yes.
Extrajudicial confession about Christopher Bacoto. Is he the same person and as a DJ ng
Yes. Yes.
And so, ano yung naging participation niya? Kasi nakalagay lang dito, talk to his companions to help him in killing.
I don't think I should be releasing any information on that matter. It's better that these things are laid out properly when the statements are already in front of me. I do not want to preempt any findings later on. Dapat makita ko yung statements ng tao.
Sa klase na lang. Sir, I understand dadaan pa sa PI yung murder complaint against Escorial. But sir, hindi ba maka-affect yung kanyang extrajudicial confession considering na nag-confess na siya? Why the need for PI?
Well, depends on his counsel. It's really his choice. It's their choice. That's a right that they have. And he was assisted by counsel in his extrajudicial confession. So I think that solves a lot of problems about the confession being defective. And there are besides the confession, there are other matters that are consistent with his being the gunman. I think that's the most important thing, is that there's independent evidence that supports his statements.
Sir Melalas Moras of PTV4. Sir, bukod dito nga kay DG Bantay, ano po yung mga naging marching orders ni President Marcos para ma-ensure na hindi na ito mauulit at para matiyak yung media security din in general ng iba pa natin kasamahan sa media?
Well, I think that media security is one of the things that we have to work on. The police is being instructed to really make sure that they're visible in the streets. Para kasi wala naman tayong choice kundi magkaroon ng... Ang kailangan talaga police visibility as a deterrent to crimes, di ba? So, and the fact that this case was solved, I think that gives us some confidence that a lot of people will hesitate before they move against any member of media. I'm a member of media myself. I've been broadcasting for the last 17 years. I've been irregularly. So I think we share the same concern.
Opo. And sir, nakausap na din po ba yung pamilya niya personally? At ano po yung mga...
I haven't, no, kasi when it happened, I was in Geneva, so I couldn't attend this funeral. I couldn't speak to them, but I will seek out the brother, Mr. Mabasa, to able to ask maybe to share a few insights about the case.
Sir, how optimistic
Identify yourself, please.
Ben punta sir sa
Kaya nga,
Yes, sir. Sir, how optimistic
microphone, please. Microphone.
How optimistic are you or not if the ultimate person who induced the killers to do the crime will be discovered after its development? Or we can hear that we don't.
I am not the investigator, but the way that we see it, it's very possible that we can arrive at the source of this thing. It depends. I was told yesterday that one of those persons in custody has a lawyer who's instructed his client not to speak. So we have to find out. Let's see it as it happens. No? Let's live by the day and wait for the news to come out, and maybe let's try to find out through our own. The PNP is on the job, and I'm asking the NBI to be there also, because they may need assistance also from different angles that maybe the crime may be looked at from.
Good morning, Sec. Jairo Bulletin from Rappler. I have two questions lang po, clarification lang po, kasi parang kahapon lang po nasabi ng PNP and DILG na parang meron po pong second middleman. Well, in fact, yung DOJ briefer po natin, we already mentioned po na on October 18, nagbigay ng statement itong si Escorial na pinangalanan niya nga po itong si Baco. May explanation kaya din, sir, bakit late po na nasabi na dalawang middleman?
I don't know. I just got briefed yesterday. I was not involved in the case until yesterday, when I was told that Villamor had passed away in Bilibid. Then I had to get involved already, because alam mo yan, PPI lahat yan, so dadaan din naman sa amin yan. So I couldn't really meddle from investigation to actual prosecution. I could not meddle in that way.
Last question po from the Secretary. Base po dun sa statement and press conference ni SILG, sumubok po si Escorial na October 17. And
Yes.
Inisend po siya na October 18. Question lang po, bakit po kaya parang hindi nagkaroon ng security kung October 17 nalaman na po na nag-surrender na po si Escorial, and then the day after pa naman po namatay si yung ating po alleged middleman.
I have no answer for that. I have no answer for that because sabi ko nga, I found out everything yesterday. In fact, on last, I don't know if Monday or Tuesday, basta nung mag-usap kami ni Secretary Abalos, nung after the press conference, he was just telling me about BJMP. He was not telling me about Bilibid. He didn't seem to know about Bilibid. So we were not that informed yet. I think that he was speaking from initial validated data, but not complete data pa at that time. And sabi ko nga, I even asked him yesterday before he called me up if it was BJMP or Bucor, because yesterday morning I was asked by Deo Macalma when he called me up and I was asked to in an interview, and then I noticed that he was always speaking about Bucor, and I had no idea. I had no idea because if I'm not informed, I have enough things to do to with my time, di ba? But when you're informed, you really have to give it priority. So that actually set me asking questions from 8:30 in the morning up. Kahapon buong araw, ito na lang talaga tinatrabaho natin kasi dumating na nga sa punto na from there, from Deo Macalma's interview to me, I had to seek out Secretary Abalos, who was then in Leyte with the President. And we were texting each other about it. Doon ko lang nalaman isa-isa yung mga nangyari. And the validated, the data that I gave you today, most of it came from last night's meeting, late afternoon last night's meeting with the PNP and Secretary Abalos. And of course, my subsequent meeting with Director Bantag, DG Bantag, to get the data about the person. Kaya alam ko ang pangalan niya sa record ng Bucor is June Villamor and not Crisanto Villamor. Kasi ano yan alam mo naman ito nga yung gusto ko yung pinag-uusapan namin kanina ng mga undersecretary ko no? The importance of the carpeta system. Kasi nga ang carpeta is the record of every prisoner. Unless you get a complete record of every prisoner, some of them serve beyond the time that they should serve. Some of them have identities that are not actually validated. So it's so important that we're able to get a biometrics and carpeta, biometric induced or biometric based carpeta system to make sure that all of these records are consistent. At the same time, it helps us free them at the right time. Kasi ang carpeta from the time of arrest to the time of detention, dapat complete record dyan. Mga cause of it, saan to the detained, anong dates. That really gives you a good idea of how to treat a prisoner humanely. Ang nangyayari kasi nga nito, it just shows to us that there's a gap. The names itself is a gap. No? I think that the name of Crisanto Villamor Jr. came from the PNP clearance system because they're the ones who gave me the complete name. And then in the records of the court, in the Supreme Court, the decision was Jose Villamor E. Globo. Globa ba? Hanapin ko para lang it's really yan. June Villamor E. Globa, Supreme Court case. People versus June Villamor E. Globa. Di ba? Tapos yung pangalan na mabinigay sa amin kahapon, nung hinahanap, ang sabi sa akin ni Director Bantag, hindi niya rin talaga masagot kasi ang record nga nila, June Villamor. Hindi Crisanto Villamor E. Globa. So, yan, ang Supreme Court record mismo. Ito yung decision ng Supreme Court. Diba, Court of Appeals pa ito. Tapos umabot pa ng, I think from the Court of Appeals, naka-appeal pa yata itong kasong ito But he has 3 cases na, he has 3 convictions. 3 convictions.
Okay. Sir, Ian Cruz po ng News. Sir, having said that, paano nga na-ascertain na si Crisanto and June, sabi mo nga, isang plano lang po. Anong proof natin, scientific na tulad yan, may mga judgment, may mga records, yung Crisanto naman wala?
No, we just have to reconcile it. It's really reconciling the records. Yung age niya, yung cases niya, sa record niya sa PNP, tsaka sa record niya sa BJMP, record niya sa Bucor. That's the only way that you can do it. No? Parang tayo yun parang tayo yan. Pag kumuha tayo ng clearance sa NBI, we have to make an affidavit that we are one and the same person. Di ba? Ganang nangyayari talaga yun. No? Or we are not the person who committed that crime and we are a different person. Yun din We just have to reconcile everything.
Yes, sir. Reaction lang po. Sabi po ni Roy Pabasa, yung kapatid, dapat daw po managot ng Bucor sa pagkamatay po ng middleman. Ano po masasabi?
Well, kaya nga, an investigation, he has been, Director General Bantag has been preventively suspended and for an impartial investigation to take place.
Sir, yung OIC natin, si General Greg Katama.
Yes, he hasn't assumed office yet. I still have to meet him to give him his designation as officer in charge.
Sir, ang pumili ba sa kanya, ikaw or si President?
As Presidente, kausap ko kagabi, we agreed that he may be the best person to step in as OIC. Given his maturity, his ability to discern, his experience, he may be a good fit as OIC.
Sir, in relation sa tinanong sa kanila, marami kami mga nababasa at maraming mga puro-puro regarding dito na baka daw ginamitan ng kunan or plastic lang, kaya namatay doon si William. Ano pong mensahe niyo doon sa mga nakakaisip?
Well, lahat tayo ganun mag-isip eh. Lahat naman tayo, I think we have enough experience, we have enough exposure to criminal schemes, being a persons who are aware through media and through the books that we read that this can happen. These are possibilities that are raised by people, and we have to entertain every possibility that there is.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, General Michael from Manila Bulletin. Sir, gano'ng katagal po magiging preventive suspension kay...
Indefinite yan, syempre. Indefinite. We cannot have a definite preventive suspension. It's indefinite. As long as the investigation is there, as long as there are findings, then let's put the matter to rest.
Sir, tapos, did you get a sense on how did he felt when he was told he was being preventively suspended?
He's a sport. Okay naman, wala namang problema. I think he took it well when I told him, face to face. I told him.
Yesterday, sir.
Kanina, early morning.
Secretary, isang question na lang po. Kasi ngayon pinag-usapan natin yung middleman pa lang eh. Pero paano po yung mastermind? Kayo po ba, personally, meron na rin po ba kayong nalaman or nakuha information po about it?
Wala pa. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, I was briefed only yesterday about what the police knows, the different angles that they're looking at, and we have to look at the evidence. We have to look at the evidence as we go on. We have to investigate further into this.
Yung po nasa custody po ng BJMP, meron na rin po ba siyang nasabing like personality man lang?
Ayaw para magsalita. I cannot speak for him. I haven't talked to him. I have not seen him. But according to the police, he has a lawyer who says that he cannot speak about it. But we'll find out. We'll find out.